So we're talking about a very nice little game. It's called Splatterhouse. And I don't know if anyone out there played video games 22 years ago. I did.
So did I. A lot.
Yeah, that's...
Too much, probably.
Yeah, probably.
We definitely paid very close attention to the original games, and we try to pay homage to them in a lot of ways. So you'll be able to recognize enemies, these iconic enemies that made Splatterhouse so famous. We also have side-scrolling sections, so the camera will lock down and the player movement will be restricted left to right or right to left. Just needs a little nod and a wink to the fans that have been keeping it alive all these years. And as well as the soundtrack and the sound effects, all that stuff that made the original game great. We really went back and used that as a roadmap to make the game 3D. As a building block and then expand it out. So if you knew those games, you'll recognize it. If you didn't, you'll still have a good time.
Tell our audience, especially the youngest ones, what we are talking about.
Yeah, so Splatterhouse, it's an action brawler. It's a re-envisioning of the original arcade game. It's the classic horror love story wrapped in blood and gore. All the punching and exploding body parts that you can handle.
It's really gory. In fact, it's one of the goriest games I've ever seen. Tell me something about the story. Because you named this love story thing.
Yeah. So, Rick and Jennifer are college students. They're normal guys. And they go to this mysterious mansion, to interview Dr. West, who's this necrobiologist who's been conducting these experiments in New England.
Okay. I want us to be together until the end of the world.
Jenny! I'm sorry.
When they go there, everything goes wrong. And Jennifer gets kidnapped, and Rick gets mortally wounded, and he's laying there dying. And during the scuffle, these artifacts get knocked over, and this mask, this terror mask, falls into Rick's pooling blood. And it activates this dormant demon that's been lying there, trapped for hundreds of years. At that point, he starts talking to Rick, saying,
"She doesn't have to die. I can help you. I can heal your wounds. We can save her if you trust me, if you put me on."
Against his better judgment, he puts the mask on, his wounds are healed, and he gets transformed into this big beast of a man so that he can fight all these monsters. And at that point, Rick is then able to go and chase down, the love of his life, his Jennifer.
What am I? You're mine, Rick. Until Jen's back safe in your arms, you're mine.
If I hear this story, that's a very 80s American story. Not? Isn't it?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we definitely obsessed about, horror movies, and particularly 80s, kind of tongue-in-cheek. campy horror movies. So it was a huge influence for us. John Carpenter's films, Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, and then even Peter Jackson's early movies like Dead Alive and Bad Taste. All that splattery nonsense that, you know, just makes everybody kind of chuckle and, you know, hurt.
What about the gameplay? I mean, is it just, you know, like, I've played games like God of War or Dante's Inferno where you, I don't want to say it's the same thing, but you have to rip off creatures too. Is it kind of, yeah, similar, or is it just a brand new style of game and gameplay?
Yeah, we're trying to do our own thing. There's definitely similarities. It's very gory. Each of the enemies in the game has a particular splatter kill, which is the gory, super violent end that they meet. The gameplay is, you know, simple for those who just want to play it quickly, and then there is a lot of depth to it as well for the people that want to stick around and learn all the combos and unlock all the moves. So there's definitely depth there and a lot of strategy to the combat and the design of the situations that we drop the players in.
They just keep coming.
We definitely license heavy metal bands. It goes hand in hand. You know, the game is action, the game is horror, the game is heavy metal. They just create the same unified experience together. So bands like Lamb of God, Mastodon, High on Fire, The Accused, The Haunted, Cavalier Conspiracy,
Ultra violent, come and take control. Your soul, ultra violent, come and crush your soul.
Goat Whore, Municipal Waste, you know, I've been meeting with them about the game. They love it. They're doing a lot of cool co-promotions with us. It just goes hand in hand. It creates the experience. So they're into it. We're into it. It's great.
What about, yeah, maybe multiplayer, maybe co-op, maybe, I don't know, fun for more than just one?
The mechanics and the player character don't really lend themselves well to multiplayer experience or features. So we currently don't have that set up right now, but we do have challenge modes set up to lengthen the experience of the player and keep you coming back more and more challenges. So, you know, you'll have to kill a certain amount of enemies in a certain amount of time or rip off a certain amount of heads in a certain amount of time. Just like little things that'll keep the players coming back. There's also lots of features, unlockable stuff. The move set expands as you keep playing through. So there's definitely a lot there to keep the player coming back.
Going up.
When will you ship the game?
Halloween 2010 for the Xbox 360 and the PS3.
But to be honest, when we saw the game yesterday, there have been several bugs, and I wondered, you're heading towards Halloween? Isn't that pretty soon?
It's coming up fast.
Yeah, you know that.
I have to wrap this up. I got to get back to work.
Okay, one way or another, we'll get the total horror show this autumn. And I wish you good luck with the game.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for this interview.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I don't know what to say.
Rock on.
Yeah, exactly.